Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me again. And if this is your first time, welcome. Good to have you here. My name's Neeks, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to become your best in terms of getting to that ideal and that perfect level of health and fitness. Let's get straight into it. The first point we are going to talk about is perfection. Ugh, it's that perfection, that P word. Okay. We need to scrap the idea of perfection. I think we've been tricked for so long with thinking that we have to aim for this level of perfection. And I hate to say it, or I hate to point it out to you, but there really isn't anything as perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. I feel we've all been tricked into believing that we need to be perfect in every way. We need to have the perfect body, we need to have the perfect looks, we need to have the perfect hair, we need to have the perfect skin. Yeah, it's nice to have nice things, but perfect doesn't exist. Nature isn't perfect, but in and of itself, nature is perfect, right? So we're always striving for this perfection thing, and really we're setting ourselves up for a fall, because what I believe we need to focus on is progress. So progress over perfection every single time. So progress is achievable. You can attain progress, but perfection is so far away that it's just a never-ending upward struggle, which you don't need to struggle. Again, I'm going to refer back to nature. You'll find that I do make lots of nature references, that there is no struggle in nature. Not really, not for the most part. It just does it, right? It doesn't struggle, it just does what it needs to do. So what we really need to aim for is that leveling up daily leveling up, rather than striving for perfect, which is going to just stress us out. Just level up daily. What can you do this day that is just 1% better than you did yesterday? What can you do this week which is just 1% better than you did last week? We've really just got to think about those small little changes that actually make a big difference by the end of it. And if you've got a certain goal that you're trying to get to, maybe that goal is that perfection that you see. If you can make an incremental 1% difference, 1% change in your efforts, in what you did yesterday, in your levels yesterday, then you will get nearer than you ever thought you could to that perfection goal. So today's video is inspired by Stephen Bartlett, and he had a chat recently with Sir David Brailsford, and this video was really inspired by that video, was how to become the best you can be. And so I've slightly taken a little chunk of that video, and I'm saying how to get to the fittest and healthiest you can be, because ultimately I believe we're all striving for that. And I think that when the average person looks at, say, a fit person, they can often think that it's kind of all or nothing. And what I really want to put out there is the fact that you can be an everyday person, do your everyday thing, and you don't necessarily have to have an extra part of your life which is dedicated to that fitness. Fitness and health must be incorporated into your daily routine. Fitness and health is part of your life. It's not some other thing that you stick up on a shelf when you're done with it. Literally, it has to evolve into everything that you do, and you aren't necessarily going to be on it all the time. Nobody is. Nobody can be. It is a little bit of a journey with a wibbly wobbly road. You know, it goes up, it goes down, and we really have to work with it, and we have to work with ourselves to really get to that level of fitness and health that we really want. That level where you can move and you can be free in your body. You can actually know what it is that's going to nourish your body. You can kind of give yourself that nourishing, valuable nutrition, give yourself that valuable, nourishing movement, and actually just love yourself from the inside out. That's the aim of my videos, really and truly, just to inspire anybody who wants to take it on board to just be the best versions of themselves in whatever setting that may be. So the second point that I'll talk about is that your daily successes or your daily wins are often more important than the bigger goal. Now, why do I say this? I say that because These small incremental daily changes that you make mean that you have to learn something new, mean that you have to do something different, mean that you have to put yourself in a different place, means that you have to change your environment. All these small things add up to a massive change and a massive kind of process of growth at the end of it, that you may not even recognize who you were at the beginning of the journey as to who you are at the end, but it is a total change of being. It is the difference between wishing and getting, or wishing and wanting and then actually achieving it. But you do that through your daily incremental steps. You don't do that all at once. It's the daily discipline that's going to get you to that bigger picture. So you may have to be a little bit harsh on yourself at times. You may have to say, well, no, I won't choose that. I'm going to make a different choice at this time. It doesn't mean depriving yourself of anything, but it does mean disciplining yourself to get used to a new way of being. The person that you have to become in order to get to where you want to be is a totally different person to where you may be now. And that is a process, and you have to respect that. You have to respect yourself for becoming that person, but that only happens one step at a time, okay? So before I come on to my third and final point, who am I? My name's Neeks, and I'm an online fitness success specialist. I help professional women who love their food to make small adjustments to their lifestyle and habits in order to achieve their ultimate fitness and health goals. If that sounds like something you can relate to, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Be sure to give this video a like, and I'll be uploading videos each week. So yeah, come along and enjoy the ride. So point number 3 that I'll come on to is ignore the emotions. Now, this is a hard one. This is a really hard one, because when it comes to our health and our fitness, and maybe it's a bit aesthetic sometimes. Sometimes people put the emphasis on wanting to lose weight, wanting to be skinny, wanting to be slim, wanting to lose the muffin top, wanting to lose the what do you call them? Bat wings. It could be anything, but we get emotional around it, don't we? It's an emotive subject when it comes to wanting to change your levels of health because of how you look. Now, if we were to remove the emotions from the equation, there's just a certain set of things that you need to do in order to actually get to where you need to get. But because we have all these emotions attached to activities, all these emotions attached to food, all these emotions attached to our habits, it's loaded. So if we can just remove the emotions out of it, you'll be better off. We'll all be better off. I mean, when it comes to getting fitter, you can't rely on how you feel in order to actually do that movement aspect of it. And it doesn't mean that you have to be slogging it out in a gym. It doesn't mean you have to be sweating your balls off in a home workout. It doesn't mean that you have to be grinding along in pain and in suffering. You can just incorporate movement that you like into your daily routine or into your weekly routine somewhere. But you must have a pattern. You must have a schedule for it. If you don't schedule it in, it's not going to get done. So it's really important that you schedule it out, and whatever that time is, do it. Just do it. Whatever time you set aside to do whatever you need to do in terms of working out, just do it. If you've got a certain meal that you need to eat at a certain time, just eat it at that time. The emotional weight comes in when we feel that I'm emotional about something, so therefore I need to eat some ice cream, or I'm emotional about something, therefore I need some chocolate. I mean, there are reasons why you feel the way you do. There are reasons why emotions and food are linked together. A lot of that isn't our fault. A lot of it does come down to conditioning. A lot of it comes down to marketing. A lot of it comes down to the conditioning that 5-year-old in the trolley shopping with mum or dad. It comes down to their conditioning, and a lot of the time we are ruled by that 5-year-old who gets a little treat at the end of something, or if they're upset, they get a little treat, or if they're not very well, they get a little treat. So if you're not feeling too good and you're feeling a bit low and you want to pick me up, it's usually associated with the wrong things. So we just need to retrain our habits and what we do in order to actually remove the emotional aspect and actually move towards what we want. It's also really important to think about the environment that you're in. So if you want to change something, often you've got to change your environment. That's in your control to change. But if there are things in your environment that you can't change, you've got to change your inner environment. So you have to change the way you respond to whatever is happening in the outside environment. Change your inner environment to actually take a step back, look at the bigger picture. Try so hard not to get triggered by what's happening in the outside environment, and make sure that you're in control of what's happening inside here, rather than you letting outside here control and dictate what's happening in you. How can you be the fittest, healthiest you can be? Number 1, it's about progress, not perfection. Number 2, the daily wins are more important than the end goal. Number 3, ignore the emotions. The emotions are irrelevant to your goals, and you've got to change what you can in your outer environment, control that. Whatever you can't control the inner environment. So I hope that's been of value to you. Do leave me a comment below if there's any subjects you would like me to talk about in future videos. Like I said, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time, as I'm uploading videos every week. And until next time, it's vital that you stay naturally healthy. See you again.